not exist for more than a few minutes. Arbitrage traders should buy cheap in New York, ship to Shanghai, and close the gap. But that is not happening. And the reason it is not happening, according to analysis published on Trading Key, is that silver lease rates have surged to around 7 to 8%. When you factor in those borrowing costs, plus freight and insurance, the arbitrage opportunity is economically dead. You simply cannot profit by moving metal from west to east anymore. The system that is supposed to keep global prices aligned is broken, and it gets worse. When I went and checked the data myself from the Khaleej Times, published January 31st, I found that physical silver bars were completely unavailable in Dubai. Traders told the paper that stock was exhausted and buyers were paying 2,000 dirhams per kilogram above market rate just to secure metal. One dealer named Amar Akrami from Al-Manar Gold and Diamonds was quoted saying, "Silver is not available in the market right now." I also came across reports that one of the largest bullion dealers in Switzerland, according to industry insider Clive Thompson, had zero silver in stock. Not low stock. Zero. No replenishment for weeks. When silver did come in from customers selling it back, it was sold instantly, nothing left for new buyers. And their gold situation was nearly as bad. Completely sold out of all coins and small bars. Only the large 250 gram, 500 gram, and 1 kilogram gold bars remained. Now I need you to connect these dots with me because this is critical. COMEX says silver is worth $80. Shanghai says it is worth over $100. Dubai says you cannot buy it at any price. Switzerland says there is literally none available. And the paper to physical ratio on COMEX is estimated at around 350 to 1. That means for every real ounce of silver being traded, there are 350 paper claims on it. I want you to sit with that number for a second. 350 pieces of paper for every 1 real ounce. You and I both know that does not add up. And what happened next made the math even worse. Now let me show you what happened on February 5th, because this is where it gets truly extraordinary. And I mean that in the most literal sense. This is the part of the story that almost nobody is covering, and I genuinely do not understand why. According to Shanghai Futures Exchange data, on the morning of February 5th, 1,396,553 contracts were traded on the April 26 silver futures contract alone. Let me put that number in perspective for you. Each SHFE silver contract represents 15 kilograms of silver. When you calculate the total, that single morning session represented approximately 674 million ounces of physical silver equivalent. And when you add in all the other silver contracts that traded that morning, the total comes to approximately 1.34 billion ounces. Now remember this number. The entire world mines roughly 800 to 850 million ounces of silver per year. So in one morning session on one exchange, they traded the equivalent of nearly double the entire annual global mine supply. When I first saw this number, I did not believe it. I thought it was a typo. I went and cross-referenced it with the SHFE contract specifications myself. 15 kilograms per lot. I did the math 3 times. It checks out every time. One analyst called it the most incredible thing in the history of commodity markets in Asia. And I am inclined to agree. This was not retail traders pushing buttons on their phones. This was not normal market activity. This was a massive, deliberate short-selling attack designed to crash the Chinese silver price. And here is what fascinates me about it. You know what happened? Even after all of that selling pressure, every single one of those 1.34 billion paper ounces being dumped on the market, Shanghai silver still closed at a significant premium to COMEX. The price was beaten down, but the premium survived. Silver in Shanghai was still trading above $102, while COMEX was around $77. The Shanghai premium went right back to $17 per ounce, and silver remained in backwardation, which means near-term delivery costs more than future delivery. That signals physical tightness that no amount of paper selling could resolve. The paper games could not break the physical reality. I find that incredibly telling. And honestly, this is the moment in my research this week where everything clicked for me. You can dump a year and a half worth of global mine supply onto a market in one morning, and the physical premium still will not die. That tells you something profound about where the real power lies in this market. It is not with the paper traders. It is with whoever holds the actual metal. Now let me bring in another critical data point that adds to this picture. According to CEIC data, physical silver inventories at the Shanghai Futures Exchange have been falling sharply, from roughly 482 tons down to 455 tons, and then from 449 tons on February 3rd to 423 tons on February 4th. That is a 26-ton drop in a single day. And for a store